Hi, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Some people asked me some questions about rehydrating the green beans that I dehydrated in the last video, and so I want to address a couple of the questions that came my way. One person asked me if the dehydrated green beans can be eaten just as they are. Well, I have not done that, but possibly so. If you want to use them as a snack food, I would season them before you dry them, and also make sure you drink plenty of fluid as you're eating them, because they are going to soak up fluids in your stomach and in your digestive tract, and that might tend to dehydrate you to some degree. So I would make sure that I would drink a lot, and you could give it a try. I mean, they're certainly edible. Although they are dehydrated, it wouldn't be much different than eating like a dried piece of fruit, although there may be less moisture content in the dried beans than would be in the dried fruit. So you do want to watch out for that. Some people ask me about how to go about rehydrating them. Alright, there are some points to keep in mind here. One point is that they will triple in size when they are rehydrated, so 1 cup of dehydrated green beans is going to equal 3 cups of rehydrated green beans. Now, I did put a link in the description box below to a wonderful chart that I found online, put out by Harmony House Foods, and I have no connections with them, but I thought it was a wonderful chart, and it shows different foods and their equivalents in dry versus rehydrated. So I think it's a great chart for anybody to have who's using or consuming dehydrated foods. Now, the amount of liquid that you need to rehydrate would be 1 part of dehydrated green beans to 2 parts of liquid or water. And you might even want to go a little bit beyond that just to be on the safe side, because it's going to depend upon not only the size of the vegetable, but how long they were actually dehydrated, because they might still have a little bit of moisture content in there versus absolutely bone dry, and they're going to take more water if they're absolutely bone dry versus a little bit of moisture content left in there. Now, if you're going to use them in soups or stews, you really don't even need to rehydrate them up front. Just measure out the quantity that you need, bearing in mind they're going to triple in size. So measure out the amount you need, add them directly to your soup or your stew, whether it's on the stove or in the crock pot. But make sure you add a little bit of extra liquid to the soup or stew along the way, because you want to compensate for the amount of liquid that they're going to absorb. You'll see on some videos, some people will rehydrate them by pouring boiling water over them. Most people will do that. Some people will add cool water to them. I can tell you that they're going to rehydrate a lot faster if you pour hot water over them. According to Harmony House Foods, on that one chart that I'm referring to, they suggest that one way to rehydrate the dehydrated vegetables is to simmer them on the stove for 10 to 15 minutes. That's an easy way to do it. Or to allow them to soak in the appropriate amount of water for 1 to 2 hours. Another way you could rehydrate them, and this takes no work whatsoever, would be to measure out the quantity that you want, the liquid that you need, and maybe add a little bit beyond that. Put it in a jar with a lid, a covered container, or a bowl that you can put plastic wrap over, and put the dehydrated green beans in there with the amount of liquid that you need, cover it up, put it in the refrigerator overnight before you go to bed, put it in there. In the morning, they should be good to go and ready to use. So that way, if you want to use them cold, they've been safely prepared in the refrigerator. Food safety here. You don't want to leave them out overnight on the counter. That's not a good thing to do. So you want to be aware of food safety measures. So if you're going to allow them to rehydrate naturally like that, and it might take a long time, just put them in the refrigerator. They'll be good to go when you're ready for them, overnight or morning time and the end of the day for supper. They're good to go. Then you can use them any way you want, in a stir fry, in a salad, however you choose to cook them. Again, soups and stews, you don't need to worry about doing all that unless you really want to. So check out the link below to the Harmony House Foods document that I have on there. Again, I have no connections with them, but I just think it's a good resource to have. I hope this answers your questions. If you have more questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below, and if I can help you in any way, I certainly will. This is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. I hope this helps.